just want to take a second to, I think just to briefly recap where we're at and talk a little bit about these numbers. So city staff recently had the opportunity to meet with MDOT. We had several virtual meetings with them. This is the first time that we had a formal opportunity to sit down with, again, our city staff and MDOT and go through line by line the grant application and get some answers to questions on eligibility for certain items, what is considered participating versus non-participating. And so we had those meetings, and I just want to add that that is kind of part of the normal grant review process, right? Typically, the applicant will submit a grant request. The agency that is funding that will then take a look at the application and evaluate it. And then usually both parties will sit down together afterwards to go through it line by line. And then if there are any necessary adjustments that need to be made or questions about funding criteria, that's the point at which those are addressed. So that's where we're at now. Based on the feedback from those meetings with MDOT, we were advised to make several changes to that budget that was originally submitted with the grant application. Like we mentioned at, I think the previous council meeting, there were some items that were double counted. We were right about that, so we had an opportunity to back those costs out. Some of those items are the non-participating, so we had to categorize them correctly. And then there were a few other minor changes to the project that MDOT wanted us to make. So we went back through, Jason and Frank and staff, we got new estimates on all of the individual line items, and we made the changes requested by MDOT. And so the numbers you see in front of you today, we're bringing these to council to keep you informed, as this grant application review process continues. So MDOT has looked at these numbers, they've looked at them favorably. We are still awaiting some clarification on whether some of the items that are categorized as miscellaneous currently are going to be TAP eligible or going to be deemed non-participating. And so that's why you can see when we broke it out by several funding scenarios, because we want to give, this is our best attempt to let council understand that this is kind of a menu of options at this point. We're not asking council to make a decision tonight, but we're talking about where we're currently at with the grant. So